Ramadan Mubarak. Stay tuned for the scripture of the day.
Surah 3:119. Lo, you are they who will love them while they love you not, and you believe in the book, in the whole of it. And when they meet you, they say, we believe. And when they are alone, they bite their fingertips in rage against you. Say, die in your rage. Surely Allah is knower of what is in their hearts. Let's go to 120. We're talking about the hater here now. If good befalls you, it grieves them. And if evil afflicts you, they rejoice at it. And if you are patient and keep your duty, their struggle will not injure you in any way. Surely Allah encompasses what they do. And so this is a beautiful assurance that your haters will not get the best of you, right? And also, it lets us know how haters move. They'll say one thing in your face, but then behind your back, they saying another thing. They'll be around like wishing you for good, but behind your back, they wishing the worst for you. They wishing you will not succeed. Sometimes they in your face. Sometimes it's a person that's distant. It's the person that you don't know well, but everybody you know knows that person well, right? It'd be the person that you don't really talk to much, but the people around you, they talk to them all the time. And you trying to figure out why you can't get where you can get, because you got the puppet master over there who you don't talk to, but the person you don't talk to everybody in your circle, and they are puppet mastering those ones in your circle to be around, to be a buffer, to be a blocker, to be this and that to you. But what does it say? Allah encompasses all what they do. Allah is the best of planners. You can't fool the great God, right? You can't fool the great God. So what God has for you, we've heard so many times, what God has for you, no man can take that away from you, right? What the great God is not contingent, meaning that the things that God has for you is not based on if you do A, B, C, and D, then God will do A, B, C, and D. What it is even though in our cycle, we see it as contingency, and in our manifestation, there are contingency, don't get me wrong. But in the spiritual realm and what God is doing, there is no contingency. So the things that you're going through, that's what God has you to go through in order to be where you're supposed to be. He's taking you a certain a path that you are destined to follow. And those things in that path are destined there for you to grow and develop and become wiser, to become to grow more spiritually developed, to be closer with the great God, to be able to change that misinformation and get the right information. All these things for your growth and development. As we would say in the Morris Science Temple of America, honors to Prophet Noble Joy Ali, that the seed is unfolding. The seed is unfolding. The seed, you have to bury it. It has to break out of the shell. It has to grab roots and at some point then eventually come above the ground. But the roots, as the tree is growing up, the roots are growing down deeper. And so all these things is already planned. There's no contingency with the great God Allah. Now there's contingency with me and you, right? There's contingency with me and you and our peers and our fellow and different ones in our area. But there's no contingency with the great God. So those haters, they can't stop you. They can't stop you. Just keep moving, keep growing, go through it, try to figure out what the lesson it is that you got to learn. Sometimes that lesson is that, that to learn not to depend on people, not to depend on people, but depend on a great God. We depend on people to a certain limit, as we say in this manifestation, to get certain things done and so forth. But when God bring one and he take another, when God can bring, one can leave and God can bring another. One can come and go and God bring another. Sometimes God, it's just you and you don't need no one, and God just able to do what he need to do because at that moment you don't need anyone. The whole thing, what I'm trying to say is just put your whole dependency on the great God of the universe, the best of all planners, and you will be fine. This is S. Mashuel, aka Smell. I see y'all in the wind. Peace and love.